Morning and welcome to my kitchen. Before you get confused that this is some kind of a cooking show, this is actually the Easter children's message. And I want to wish a happy Easter and a huge welcome to all of you kids out there. So let's start out by listening to what happened on this day so long ago. Very early in the morning, on Sunday morning, the women went to the tomb, taking the spices they'd prepared. They found the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. So they went in, but they didn't find the body of the Lord Jesus. As they stood there puzzling, two men suddenly appeared to them clothed in dazzling robes. The women were terrified and bowed with their faces to the ground. Then the men asked, "Why are you looking among the dead for someone who is alive? He isn't here. He's risen from the dead. Remember what he told you back in Galilee? That the Son of Man," that's the name that Jesus used for himself, "must be betrayed into the hands of sinful men and crucified, and that he would rise again on the third day." That's from Luke 24, 1-7. Resurrection is a big word that we use for coming alive again, or he is risen. And while it can be hard to understand, I think God has given us some hints in how he created the world. Remember back in the fall season where the weather was getting colder and the leaves were falling from the trees? That's why they call it fall. Then in the wintertime, all the trees are bare and bleak and it's cold. All the plants seem to be dead. No life in them. In fact, every winter, I'm convinced that this particular bush in my backyard is totally and completely dead. But then, slowly, we feel the season slowly changing into spring. And if you look outside right now, you probably see flowers blooming, trees growing new leaves, and even that dead bush in my backyard is slowly coming back to life. This is the changing of the seasons. And I wonder if it's God hinting at what he's doing with Jesus. It's like he's saying, winter into spring, that's nothing. Watch what I will do next. It's going to be amazing. So when you hear people talking about the good news of Jesus, that's what they're talking about. Easter sometimes seems like it's about wearing new clothes, especially when we can go to church, or baskets full of candy, or little furry rabbits. And while those things are nice, I mean, who doesn't love candy or furry animals, honestly? The really, really important part of Easter is that empty tomb. You see, guys, when Jesus died, everyone's hopes died too. His friends all thought that he had come to set up his kingdom and bring everyone peace and happiness and freedom. His friends and family had put all their hopes onto Jesus, but then he died on that sad, sad day and was buried in the tomb. Maybe right now, you have been hoping for things, that you could see your best friend for a play date, that you could do a show at school for the spring play, you might be able to go someplace special for spring break, that you might be able to go see your grandparents for a special visit. And now suddenly, it seems like all of those things that you were hoping for just aren't going to happen. This might be a little bit of how Jesus' friends were feeling too. Hopeless, disappointed, sad. But God tells us that death doesn't win. That in spite of everything looking so bad and sad and dark, he still has a plan, and boy, is it a good one. God made Jesus come alive again, and he promises to do the same for everybody who's a part of his family. What can you do to celebrate this good news right where you are? That's our big question for today. Right now, we are going to get ready to place flowers at the cross. At our church, it's our tradition for our preschoolers to come into Big Church with a flower and lay it at the foot of the cross. It's just a simple way of saying, we love you, Jesus, and thank you for what you've done for us. Today, at home, we each can do this for ourselves and say this to him. He is risen. He is risen indeed.